Welcome back to this Let's Play of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic 2. Last time we fended off an assault of Sith assassins on Mandalore's base, and now he's joined our party for us while we go and explore Iziz, which is the capital of Onderon, or the main spaceport at least. I'm going to include T3M4 in the party, at least temporarily. I have some equipment that I'm going to try and equip on Mandalore through upgrades.
Vaklu's saying that the Republic ship attacked first? That's madness!
Unfortunately, lie or not, it's a madness people will believe.
The timing of this is atrocious. A space battle above our skies, so many of our fighters lost?
Curiously, only Tobin's men were involved in that battle.
That shooter!
Strong word, Your Majesty. But there is no good time for news like this. I recommend we continue with our plan.
But won't that bring even more followers to Vaklu's side? Increasing his power?
For a time, perhaps. But we both know he's not the true threat. It's his unseen support from the shadows that we must drag out into the light. Then, and only then, can we strike.
I fear by then it will be too late.
We'll meet her later.
Here we are, city of Iziz. It's been shut down tight for months now. General Vaklu is close to declaring martial law. We won't be able to travel too far in the city. Fortunately, I have a friend in this quarter of the city. He's a doctor by the name of Dagon Gent. His office is on the other side of the market square. It might be best if you do the talking around here. The Onderonians have a mixed view of Mandalorians after we conquered their world.
Right, and I'm sure they love Jedi too. Anyway, I'm going to gain Mandalore's levels off screen, and I'll be right back. I've set up Mandalore as a melee fighter. He, by default, sort of specializes in blaster rifles, but blaster rifles are not really great weapons because you only get one attack, and all the damage comes from the upgrades rather than the base item. So, like HK-47, it's sort of... I keep HK-47 on blaster rifles because I don't really intend to use them in combat much, but you do have to use Mandalore for one extended section later. I've also given him the demolition, just a token amount of demolition skill and the security skill. With demolitions, you only need 20 total ranks of skill to disarm or recover any mine in the game, as long as you're doing it outside of combat. And so he has 9 base skill plus 1 from intelligence, and I can get 6 from the skills package, 3 from a helmet, 6 from the gloves, 4 from the belt. More or less, he can disarm any mine as long as he has, with just that much. I've also given him a lot of security skill. He otherwise doesn't have very many useful skills. I actually had to take a feat to get him security, since it was previously a cross-class skill. He's not bad as a character, but unlike a Jedi, he will never have the master speed boost, and so he just has less attacks. This Sith Tremor Sword is actually doing more damage than one of my lightsabers, which is really kind of embarrassing, but, that's the way it goes.
It's been a while since you've docked here, eh? I suppose the lockdown has hurt your profits as well. It must be hard to shuttle people when nobody's allowed to leave. The blockade has been bad for everyone.
Okay, any news?
Nothing new. Our space forces have been in full readiness ever since the space battle in orbit. Tensions are running high. All Republic vessels must be searched, and the delays are turning pilots grey before their time. Ever since the Republic fired on our space forces, things have been even slower. Bad days, and things are getting worse. I'd get out of the system quickly if I were you, friend. Well, doesn't look like you have any trade goods, so the inspection's just a formality. Here's your starport visa. Don't lose it. They're priceless right now.
We can ask him about just current events.
There's strict food and water rationing, and General Vaklu's troops have been very thorough in finding Republic dissidents. Bombing's very common. Certainly. Mind what I said about the starport visa. I know one captain already who can't get back into the starport.
Okay. These starport visas are kind of one of the framing quests. Well, not really framing quests, but they're one of the major activities of this area, and you have to make some choices because you find a couple that you can distribute to people, and you know who you distribute them to. You essentially you can't help everybody. You can only help some. This guy here is another merchant. I'm going to save and see sort of what he has in his inventory. And you know he's a weapons merchant. And he doesn't really sell anything super important, though he does sell sometimes lightsaber crystals, and I'm using every single lightsaber crystal I own with all the lightsabers I have built. Some of the ones I'm using are not very good. I'll take a look at a couple of rotations of this, but I'm probably not going to really work on it because, well, honestly, I have most of what I need. These automation gloves give +3 dex. They're, you know, better than nothing. I essentially have everything I need at this point. Oh there, doggy. Let's talk to this guy.
Fair winds to you, officer. Is it too much to hope that you are Telosian merchant?
No, I'm not.
Calm. Calm.
What? Run! The bomber is out of control!
Clean bomber indeed.
I don't know what to say. I heard stories, but I assumed that they were fledgling riders, or simply tales that grow in the telling. Not since my first Drexel have I lost control of a beast. I apologize profusely. Here, I give you these credits for the danger I put you in.
Okay. You can sort of demand more, or, you know, sort of try and refuse the reward for, you know, dark side, light side.
Please keep them. It salves them.
And, you know, gratuitous light side points. Now, HK-47's in the party, so we must be doing something wrong.
Halt, off-worlder. You'll have to answer some questions before you go into the city. What is your business on Iziz?
I picked up the Force Persuade power just for fun, because it lets you get influence in a couple places here on Onderon as light side. Most of the places where you use Force Persuade, you get dark side points for it, but...
I don't think your business is any concern of mine.
Observation. Master, your powers of persuasion, without the use of pain or violence, is a mystery to me.
And you can more or less tell HK, well, if we'd been outside, we would have, you know, splattered him across the landscape, but...
Statement. Of course, Master.
While you're at it, tell him to forget he ever saw us. Could be useful.
Not only is your business not my concern, I can't seem to remember why I'm holding you up.
And, you know, you'll let me go about my business and forget you ever saw me.
You should probably go about your business, whoever you are. Oh, don't lose your starport visa, otherwise you won't be leaving for a long while.
One of the few non-violent ways to gain influence with HK-47. Anyway, into the merchant quarter.
Let's hurry this up. I want him escorted out of here quickly.
This is outrageous. I'm not a spy. I'm a journalist for Iziz Calm.
You're a Republic spy, and your propaganda will be silenced. We are taking you back to our barracks for interrogation.
But, well, you can't be serious. You accuse me of propaganda? I have proof that Vaklu is withholding information on the so-called Republic.
One more word of treason out of you. What are you looking at? This is none of your business.
Please, ma'am, help me. Vaklu's troops won't listen. I'm just a journalist, not a spy.
Okay, do they have a warrant?
A warrant? General Vaklu passed an edict giving the military broad authority to detain and question anyone suspected of treasonous activity. It was specifically meant for us to pick up spies like this before they could leave Iziz or go underground.
And there are a variety of choices here. More or less, you can either convince them to go away or convince them that they should really, you know, maybe kill the guy on, you know, out in the street. The light side and dark side should be obvious. You can't actually gain influence with companions here, but...
That is classified military information.
We asked them for proof. Now you can use awareness or persuade or force persuade. I'm just going to use awareness.
I don't have time to answer your barbed questions off-worlder.
And you can just sort of... Well, we'll use force persuade because we have it. You have the wrong man.
I have the wrong man. Yes, you heard me right. We have the wrong guy, so let him go. But watch it, both of you. If I hear even a hint you're up to something, I'm coming back.
I don't know how to thank you. I'm getting out of Iziz now. Eventually they'll come back for me. After that, I have a feeling no one will hear from me again. Thank you.
Okay. There are a variety of people here who want starport visas. I don't have a spare starport visa, so there's no point in talking to them just yet. That captain there is part of a later quest. Here, however, we have Gigarin, who's yet another merchant. So, we'll see what he has for sale. I don't really expect that he will have anything interesting, but...
Please tell me you're an off-worlder. You came from the spaceport, right? But this is good news. You have a starport visa, right? I can only sell my best weapons if you have that. These soldiers ensure that I don't forget these formalities.
Watch it, Keg. The captain already has enough complaints about you.
No need to be alarmed, my foreign friend. Pay the soldier no heed. Pretend he isn't here.
Okay, and apparently, this is the duty-free shop. So let's see what's for sale. Hey, there's another Jedi robe. Yeah, okay. Well, I'll try reloading once and just see if I get anything. But, well, he's not selling anything useful. I bought a robe off of him just for the fun of it. But I think we're kind of running out of time for this episode, so see you next time.